On Motivation today, we are joined by teenage life coach, professional writer, public speaker, and also entrepreneur herself, Jemimah Amonahini. That's a very long name. She is the founder and executive director of Winteen faculty. Ms. Amonahini, you are welcome. Did I get that right?
Yes, you did. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. In a little while, I've been talking with her. I've discovered she's from Kogi State, and I'm going to give her a tour of her state very soon. But welcome. Thank you very much for coming over today. So today we have a very interesting topic. We're talking about talent, not just talent, but multi-talented individuals and what to do when you discover that you're multi-talented. And I bet especially as a youngster or a teenager or someone who's just coming into that discovery, yes? So what do you do when you discover this multi-talentedness?
All right. So I think one of the issues we had growing up was this particular question: what do you want to be when you grow up? And then you get handed a list of several careers to choose as choices. And of course, there's every tendency that when you first got asked this question, you were very young, probably 5 or 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And then you probably said the first thing that came to your mind or the first career that looked appealing or attractive to you. But as you grow up, there's going to be this strain on you, right, where you begin to try to figure out what exactly is it do I want to do. And I've realized that not everyone has this one true calling. Not everyone has this one peculiar thing. For the most of us, we have several things. Some of us can sing, we can cook, we can write. And when you find yourself being able to do so many things, being able to have so many expressions, there's a tendency for you to get confused.
Yeah.
And then you begin to try to figure out, especially as a young person, so what do I begin with? Do I sing first? Do I become a musician because I can sing? Do I become a chef because I can cook? Do I become a writer because I can write? And in the midst of all of this, you're tempted not to do all, because society, of course, tells you that when you do too much, you are a jack of all trades.
And master of none.
Master of none. But, you know, I found out that particular phrase or statement, it is, right? I discovered that it says a jack of all trades is a master of none, but better than a master of one. And so that makes me realize that those who are multi-potentialites, because that's the word that's used for someone that has many talents, is someone that, you know, has that tendency to learn so much. Because you can do so many things, you're willing to explore everything. So I want to say that if you find yourself having so many talents, don't be afraid to explore. Don't be afraid to go on, especially if you're a young person, right? If you can sing, go ahead. Sing, write, do all of those things. As you continue to use those gifts, you get to a point where you realize that, okay, this is probably the one I really want to stick with at the end of the day, rather than conforming and putting yourself in a box.
Yeah, but you see, now it's one thing to have all these talents and to want to express them. It's another thing to have parents who let you express these or who even encourage them. So while you're educating these teenagers or youngsters who might have these multi-talents, how do you also explain to parents out there who might have kids that have these plenty forms of expressions? What do you tell these parents to do with these kids?
Okay, great. Friday last week, I was invited to speak at a school's career day, and it was a great opportunity for me to not just speak to the teenagers, but also to the parents. And I made mention of a couple of people currently who are doing so many things at once. Okay, so I heard about Dr. Sid, who is actually a medical doctor, but he's also a musician. And we have numbers of people like that. Tara Fela Durotoye, she's a lawyer, and at the same time, she's a beauty entrepreneur. So whenever I have that chance, I let parents understand that, you see, even if you want your child to do one thing, there's a tendency for that child to evolve. Because really, we have various expressions of us, and as we advance in age or as we advance in life, we find them out, right? We find these various callings. Some of them will just suddenly unveil, right, at different stages of our lives. And when you, as a parent, notice that in your child, it's best to let them explore it. I'm grateful that the kind of age we are right now, it's no longer a rigid thing that you have to be what you studied in school. So even if you studied, I studied sciences in school, I studied biological sciences in school. But today,
did you?
Yes,
that makes 2 of us.
Okay, great. And then I'm a writer, and then you're obviously not in the lab
Yeah.
or working with the World Health Organization.
Yeah.
So there's no hard, fast rule to this thing. Let's allow our children do what they need to do. Of course, there's a place for guidance, there's a place for wisdom, but let's allow them explore their talents. And when, as they grow, they'll realize that, okay, this is the one thing, or these are the few things that they want to stick to.
Now, to the one person who's out there and who's already grown and didn't have the opportunity to express these other talents, what would you say to them? Is it too late to express them? If you're 40 and you discover that, or you knew that from the past that I could actually be a great artist, which I could have actually been, is it too late to express it?
No, it's not too late. I especially like the story of Colonel Sanders, who discovered himself when he was already 70, or I think above 70. And then thanks to him today we have KFC.
Yeah.
And I'm also going to say that when it comes to finding your talent, right, the first thing I'm going to say is that it's not always about money. Like most of the time when people think of talent, the next thing they're thinking of is money. Of course, it's great to make money from your talents, but it will not always be like that. Some of your talents will stay as hobbies. Then I'd also say allow yourself to evolve. Some people say life begins at 40, life begins at 50. I feel life begins whenever you want it to begin. There's no hard, fast rule to it. So allow yourself to express yourself. In as much as there's breath in your lungs, you have opportunities, and you need to bring yourself out and find them. Have a growth mindset. Be open to learning. Then I'd also say that many times your talents have a place of loop where they like have that loop, that intersection. Find it. You know, it could be just one particular talent, and then you discover that, okay, there's a way I can intersect and have all of this together, right? And last thing I'll say is don't get stressed. Don't get stressed with the competition. Because, of course, there's a lot of competition out there. There are a lot of people doing the things you want to do.
Exactly.
Don't get stressed with it. Don't get overworked with it. And, of course, your life is still your responsibility. You have choices to make. And the choices you make, you know, they influence your decisions. And your decisions, are, at the end of the day, they mold your life and your purpose. So that's it.
That's fantastic, Jemimah. I mean, I've never been so motivated. Now I'm going to go home and buy myself an easel, a brush, some paint, and I'm going to make an artwork tomorrow.
That would be great.
Maybe over the weekend. There's no time next week. In any case, thank you very much, Jemimah. Always fun having you here on the show. We look forward to seeing you again, perhaps next week. Please do come.
It will be a pleasure.
Yes, indeed. Now, do stay tuned. We've got more coming your way. It's still Wake Up Nigeria. I think we've got sports coming somewhere just before the end of the hour.